share with you the life you've always wanted. Di ba meron tayong gusto sa buhay natin? We want something really much more meaningful, purposeful, and I would say abundant, right? Gusto natin masagana yung buhay natin dito sa mundo dahil maikli lang ang buhay natin, so we might as well take advantage of everything, di ba? Walang masama ko dyan na mag-ambisyon, magkaroon tayo ng dreams and goals, especially sa inyong mga kabataan. Marami sa inyong nag-uumpisa pa sa buhay nyo, kaya graduate nyo na sa college, naghahanap kayo ng trabaho, o kaya newly married kayo, you wanna start a good family, or you are beginning with your profession or career, and you want to begin at the right footing. And if you are a Christian, you know what it is to be a Christian. We have an advantage, may benefit to tayo because we have the Holy Bible. Ito ho. Yan ang manual ng bawat Kristiyano believer. Meron tayong manual for living. Pero kung hindi nyo babasahin yung manual for living, walang mangyayari sa inyo. Dahil nandyan ho lahat ang words of wisdom and knowledge of God. That's why itong channel namin, Think Heaven, title na lang ho, Think Heaven, isipin ho natin yung kung ano ho ang nasa langit. Because someday, yun ang future ho natin. For all of us who are looking forward to being with the Lord forever and ever, we might as well begin the knowledge here in this world. Nasabi ko sa promotion video namin na ang YouTube is the best way to learn a lot of things. Unfortunately, may mga hindi ho talagang mga magandang matututunan natin. Karamihan ho, wala hindi naman ho lahat, pero marami yung mga hindi redeemable kind of videos, no lessons to be learned except, celebrities, people trying to be famous, they want to make a lot of money, so they put out there all kinds of videos just to get subscription and entertainment and followers. Kung wala naman kayo natututunan sa buhay ng famous person na yan o celebrity, di parang nakakasaya lang kayo, di ba? Di ba magandang matutunan natin kung anong buhay ng ating Panginoon si Jesus Christ, because He said, the life. Siya ang life. Sa Kanya nag-umpisa ang buhay. He wrote the lives of every one of us, whether you believe it or not, whether you're a believer or not. Jesus is behind your living. Tandaan niyo ho yan. Behind your living, your breathing and moving in this world is Jesus Christ. Tandaan niyo yan because He said He is the life. So paano niyo maintindihan at matututunan yung nagbigay ng life sa inyo na si Jesus Christ? Kung ano ho yung life niya? Dito sa Bible, dito yung babasahin. Kaya nga may 4 Gospels tayo. Beginning from the Old Testament actually to the last book of the Bible, the Revelation, it is about Jesus Christ. He is the fulfillment of what the prophets and the law has been written. Jesus is the fulfillment. In other words, He was prophesied from the beginning, and then He came. The Word became flesh, diba? He lived among us, but He gave His life for us, the sinners, died on the cross, shed His blood, and then resurrected for our justification. And now He promised He will come back again for the second time, not to save souls, but to judge the world against those who are unrepentant sinners. But we have to know who Jesus is, kung ano talaga ho yung mga tinuro niya. Now, kaya nasabi ko, we want an abundant life. Ano ba yung abundant? Sa dictionary, ibig sabihin ng abundant is more than adequate. Okay? Richly supplied and plentiful. Ang ganda pakinggan yan. Jesus said, my purpose is to give them a rich and abundant, satisfying life found in John chapter 10, verse 10. So, the abundant life, mga kapatid, is one that is richly supplied with what we need. What we need, hindi what we want. A life that is available because what? Jesus came to provide it. Whether you believe it or not, whether you like to hear this or not, all the blessings that you're receiving is coming from Jesus Christ. That's an absolute truth. Nanggagaling ho sa Kanya ang blessing. Wala ho tayong na-produce dito sa mundo na hindi pinahintulutan ng Panginoon na ibigay sa atin. Tandaan niya. Kaya hindi tayo pwede magmalaki dahil Pag namatay tayo, wala tayong madadala sa langit. Well, hopefully, nasa langit kayo, pero kung inaasahan nyo may madadala nyo yung mga naipon nyo rito o na-accumulate nyo, riches, success, fame, or what have you, once you die, you will leave everything from behind and enter into eternal glory. What kind of eternal glory? Is it to be with Jesus forever or down the basement? Isipin nyo yan, mag-isip kayo ngayon. Okay? Tuturo natin sa inyo bakit importante na makilala natin ang ating Panginoon. Now, yung sinasabi kong abundant living dito is not so much about want. Bigyan ko na kayo ng example, si Adam and Eve. Isipin nyo lang si Adam and Eve in Genesis. They live in Garden of Eden, paradise, sabi doon, description. Yung paradise na yun, wala akong katumbas ng yung paradise na sinasabi natin dito sa mundo. Kahit sabihin niyo pang paradise ang Nido Island or Boracay or any of those beautiful. Well, I appreciate the beauty of the world and the nature, okay? Pero yung paradise sa Eden, wala akong comparison. Yung babalik ko yung paradise na yun, yung Eden na yun. At the end of time, during the 1,000-year millennium, babalik ko yun and beyond. Now, balik tayo kay Adam and Eve. Perfect ang buhay nila. Ano pa kailangan nila? Pagkain nandoon, walang sakit, walang crime. Hindi ka kailangan maglagay ng security system, no? They're free. The animals are friendly to them. They're all domesticated. Okay? Walang sakit. Ang weather is perfect. Walang winter, walang tornado. Everything is perfect. Wala na silang kailangan. Nandun na lahat. Nandun pa ang God sa kanila. Kasama pa nila ang God. Pero bakit nahulog sila? Bakit nawala yung grasya na yun na binigay sa kanila ng Panginoon? Why? Because Eve gave in to the temptation of the snake or the devil. Diba? Tinukso siya na, dito ka na lang ba? Meron pang mas maganda pa dyan na hindi binibigay sa inyo ng Diyos dahil, baka may maging Diyos kayo na katulad niya. Naloko sila ng devil, di ba? And inopen ng devil yung from need to want. Ang sinabi ng devil sa kanya, yung need mo hindi pa enough yun eh. You must want something. Kaya ang want mo is something beyond the need. Diyan lumalabas sa maraming problema ng mga tao. Yung meron na tayo, tapos gusto pa natin, di ba? May kasabihan yung millionaire daw, pag naging millionaire, he wants another million. And then, when he gets that million, he wants another million. Another million, another million. Si ba pinakamayaman na tao ngayon sa mundo, di ba? Si Elon Musk, $250 billion ang wealth niya. Napakalaki yun. Mauubos ba yun? Sa $1 billion lang, abutin kayo ng 1,000 years to consummate it. Yung pan 250 billion. Kaya ngayon, maraming mga mga multi-billionaire na nag-aspire to live longer and even eternal immortality through transhumanism, which is another lesson to discuss. But ang point ko dito is we all want something beyond the need. Ito kung tinuturo ng Panginoon, there is a need that can be supplied because God cares for our need. Yung want nyo, risk ko yan. No? Risk nyo yan. Kaya ang sinasabi ho dito na abundant life, this is not what abundant life is. Importanteng malaman nyo ito. It is not a life of wealth. A life of comfort, leisure, or freedom from pain. Kaya makikita nyo, kahit yung pinakamayaman sa mundo, may mga problema sila. Hindi nila may eliminate yung pain in life. Hindi nila may eliminate yung sakit. Hindi nila may eliminate yung mortality nila. Mamatay lahat tayo. Mamatay kayo. Kahit ikaw pa ang pinakamayaman na tao, pinakamahirap, mamamatay ka rin. But there's only one need. And that is Jesus Christ. We need to know what Jesus said. So I will begin in this short video, what does Jesus say about? O sino siya? Diba? Pag may nakilala kang bagong kaibigan, diba? Gusto mo malaman lahat kung sino siya, kung saan siya nakatira, anong pamilya niya, many things na gusto natin malaman tungkol sa tao, yung background niya and everything. Si Jesus ganun din, hindi siya nagtatago. Nire-reveal niya yung sarili niya, kaya nga, the Bible truth is more than just information or common knowledge. It is a revealed truth. Revealed truth, manggagaling lang ho yan sa source, the ultimate source, God. So, ito yung dinisclose ni Jesus kung sino siya. Let's begin and let's remember, mga kapatid, that Jesus is God in the flesh. He became man like us, di ba? The Word became flesh and lived among us. He lived among us. He experienced discomforts then, di ba? In fact, he was homeless. Wala siyang tinitira, wala siyang permanent address, di ba? Nakikitulog lang siya. Mantakin niyo yun. And then he experienced pains and sufferings. He was also tempted like all of us. Remember, 40 days and 40 nights in the desert. Akala niyo ba isang temptation lang yung nung na-tempt si Jesus Christ? Araw-araw tinetempt siya ni Satan. Imagine that. And he never failed. Now, kung nag-fail si Jesus Christ, tapos tayong lahat. Walang mangyayari. So, he was tempted except he never sinned. He was sinless. So when someone asks you who you are like, what is your name, where do you live, where do you work, and of course our personal background follows that we share in meeting a new friend. So when I introduce myself, I begin with I am Eric Dulas Molina. Di ba? Introduce ko yung sarili ko sa video. Every time I come into the screen, I always introduce myself, I am Eric Dulas Molina. Because that is my identity. Now, take notice of the word I am. Take notice of the word I am, and that is I am and the person behind the name or title. I will stop here. We will continue.